If you've seen some of my earlier videos, you might have remembered I was meant to go to Iceland and I didn't. So I've ended up in Sweden instead. Some friends of ours have a house here, which is nice. So yeah, I'm in southern Sweden. There's a bit of autumn colour around, which is nice. Don't know how well you can tell here. I'm going to go and explore possibly a national park, foresty area tomorrow. But I've just wandered down to the lake in the village where I'm staying. See if there's a couple of shots to get me going. So there's a little sort of diving board thingy over there, and a little boat, wooden boat, just up here. So yeah, all very pleasant, but it is a bit windy today. So I've popped in some Ektar 100, which I've not shot before, but it's meant to give fairly decent colours for this time of year. I've also got a roll of Portra with me, Portra 160, but yeah, I figured I'll try the Ektar first and whiz off a few pictures. So I'm just wondering if I can, oh, mitten, that's sad. Yeah, see if I can get a picture looking back along this little beach to the diving board, and then try and capture some of the colour in the trees beyond. So, the first shot. So I've also recently picked up a little standalone meter for this camera, well, main camera, it's a hot shoe mounting one. Save using the phone app every time, but also I'm not sure how accurate it is yet, so for these first few shots I'm going to compare what my phone app comes up with what that little meter comes up with. It's basically an AliExpress special, but the first shot it seemed to be correct, so yeah, fingers crossed it's a useful addition. So next day, I've come along to a national park half an hour away from where I'm staying. I think it's called Rosen, possibly. I'll pop it up on the screen. But yeah, there's a nice walk along a sort of gorge here, with a little river next to me. So I've just grabbed a shot looking along the footpath, where there's a nice bit of colour in the trees, mixture of green and red. A bit of a sore throat today, and a cough. So yeah, but I'm doing alright so far. Yeah, so grabbed a photo here, done a few digital shots further back on a little bridge as well. But yeah, film wise, yeah, hopefully that'll look quite nice. So I'm going to carry on. I think the path basically goes along here and then climbs up to the top of the gorge and goes along and back down again. Or at least the footpath I'm on, there's several. So yeah, it's going to be me moaning about uphill soon. Right, onwards. So I've just found a nice little bridge that goes across the river. So I've wandered over to the other side where I can line up a shot that hopefully includes a little bit of the trees sort of leaning in each side. There's a bit of orange leaves on the left-hand one. It's quite nice. So obviously it's quite dark under here, so the light meter's coming up with 1 second for the shutter speed at f11, which is fine. So I'm going to wait for these people to finish deciding if they're going to cross the bridge or not. And then I shall grab the picture. So I'm now randomly in the middle of a forest somewhere, and there's this cool little castle remain, which you can see. There's a few sort of interesting bits of wall and stuff around as well, and I think over there quite a lot of walls, which are probably the remains of the actual castle. I think the website I found this on said this was maybe a library. I don't know if people back when castles were a thing had libraries, but I'm going to double check the website. Anyway, yeah, I figured just poking through the trees make quite a good photo. I'm going to have a little bit more of a wander around it with the digital camera. Now I've taken a shot on the film camera. So yeah, it's nice and quiet, no one here. Pleasant. Now apparently it is indeed a library, or according to the information sign. Built in the end of the 1700s, so there you go. Afternoon. So I've driven half an hour up the road to a nice old mill building on a river with a bit of a waterfall in front of it. So I've lined up a shot with the 55mm lens, which just fits everything in quite nicely. And I'm waiting for this family to stop playing on the rocks so I can actually take the photo. Yeah, a bit cloudier today, as you can probably tell, but that's okay. It probably makes pictures a little bit easier, takes some of the brightness out of the sky once you're inside the forests. So yeah, hasn't rained yet, so that's cool. Right, I shall take this photo in a moment. So I've come back over to the other side of the river, to the actual mill itself. That's closed, so I can't go and have a look inside. But I figured framing a shot across to the platform I was on previously looks quite good, because the waterfall in front of it is at a nice angle, and there's a very pretty orange tree behind that, standing out from the green ones behind it. But similarly to before, I now have to wait for a family to stop prattling around on the rocks, you know, yada yada yada. So I might just take some pictures of something else with the digital camera while I wait. I'm still waiting. Stats fans, you'll be pleased to know the shutter speed is half a second here at f11. The light levels are actually quite low now, so yeah, it's kind of overcast and it's not that late. What time is it? It's 3:15, so yeah, hopefully in a minute or two I'll be out of here. Right, it's Saturday now, and annoyingly, you remember I said I was having a cough. Well, today I've had a headache most of the morning, still got it a bit, but anyway, I've driven out to the coast, see if I can finish off the roll. So I'm heading to a small harbour which has a bunch of colourful little sort of beach huts, and a little lighthousey thing on the end, so I think the plan is to shoot the last shot or so of Ektar. I did a couple this morning down by the lake where I'm staying, and then switch to a Portra 160 that I've got in the bag. So I've switched over now to the roll of Portra 160. I'll whiz off a few shots, I think, just around this little harbour. I'm going to go and drive to the town a little bit further down the coast, just a few kilometres away, which I think has another nice harbour with some old boats and bits and pieces. There's also a kind of, I think it's an old wartime bunker. They had a whole series of them along the coast here, which I was going to say could be worth a photo, but it's got some weird green kiosk thing outside it, possibly a toilet. It ruins the ambience a little bit, but I might walk around it, see if there's a better angle. So I'm now at a little town called Torikov, I think. I'll put the name up on the screen. And it's quite pretty. Have a little wander around, see what I can find. I've ended up down at the beach at Angelholm. Sort of stretches a long way with these dunes along it, so I'm thinking there might be a picture or two here. Turn that way, you might see out to sea. The sky is looking quite dark, which is pretty cool because there's a little bit of light here on the dunes. So I think that might look quite dramatic. I just want to find a slightly attractive looking dune to form the photo, because a lot of it's quite scrappy. So I ended up using this, you see it here, a little line of sand leading up the banking as the sort of central point of the shot, with the dunes off each side and then the heavy sky above. Hopefully that'll look okay. I might walk over to a sort of high point just over there and see if there's a view looking one direction or the other along the beach as well. Maybe it'll work. Find out when I get up there. Well, I wasn't too sure about shooting down the beach, at least in square format. I think it needs something wider. So I did grab a digital shot. I did instead spot these nice trees off in the distance looking back inland with the dunes in front of them. So I've stuck the 135mm lens on and just sort of crop in, and it sort of picks out three main trees almost. So I think that should look quite nice. I think I've got about one shot left now, so apparently there's a UFO in the woods here. I might go and find that, see if it's worth a picture. So I'm now hunting for the UFO, which is apparently deeper than this bit of woodland. I forget the story behind it. I'll look it up in a moment so I can give you all the details. So apparently in 1946, Mr. Carlson spotted a UFO landing in the woods here. This is called the Siberian Forest, even though we're not in Siberia. And yeah, they built a little monument for it, as you do, which I might get to in a minute. I can see a few people milling around in the trees in the distance, so probably not too far off. I'm guessing it's not to scale, because otherwise it could only fit like a rabbit in it. Cool, huh? There's a little sign. So yeah, guess while I'm here, I'll grab a photo of it. And that was the last picture on the roll, so I'll pop it up in a moment for you to enjoy if it came out. So yeah, heading home tomorrow, so hope you enjoyed these pictures from Sweden. Birds. Next sort of notable trip is probably Japan in November, but hopefully I'll do something before that. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, do give it a like, let me know what you think in the comments, and I shall see you again soon.